It's Chux in here with a film breakdown and an evaluation of Georgia running back James Cook. Cook measured in at the NFL Combine at 5 feet 11 inches tall, 199 pounds, with 30 and 3/4 inch arms and 9 and 3/8 inch hands. When the first thing you know about James Cook is that he's the brother of Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook, you ask yourself, okay, what does he do similarly, or what does he have in common with his brother Dalvin? Well, the first thing I want to point out is that James, he has that ability to use curvilinear movements and to keep speed and maintain speed when he's making cuts at all levels of the field. Dalvin is a master at that, and James has that type of ability too. Watch him here. Look at the cut as he gets to the outside and gets upfield, and he tiptoes toward the sideline. And look here, get a better angle of it there. You see that ability when he's making those two cuts. He's able to maintain his speed, and that's very, very pivotal. Cut there and then upfield, good balance on the sideline. So curvilinear movements, both Cook brothers have them. Here's another example of it on this play. He's going to take the handoff this time, and then look at the cuts here. He just bends. His angles bend on these runs. And the good thing about them is that, again, he maintains speed as he's getting downfield, which for a player like him, he has plenty of. So being able to maintain that speed is very crucial. Now, something that James is better than his brother at is as a receiver. He's a great receiver, whether it be out of the backfield or lined up at wide. He really has great hands, and I'm going to showcase those hands here with this clip first. This is just a simple check down to the flat, and it looks so subtle, but just look how comfortable he is catching this ball away from his body, and he almost doesn't even have to tuck it into his body. He just calmly grabs it out of the air, and then turns, and that ability to just pluck it almost effortlessly, that's showcasing what great hands you have as a player, as a receiver. Now watch him on this play, and again, soft hands. Now he's going to pluck it all the way down, so the ball is placed almost at his feet, so it's about down to his knees, and he's going to just effortlessly again just catch it away from his body, pluck it out of the air, and then get upfield. What doesn't James do as well as his brother? Well, he's not as refined as a runner as Dalvin is, and one of the things he does need to work on if he wants to be a better runner at the pro level is patience behind the line of scrimmage. He doesn't really have a knack for knowing tempo and pacing. And on this inside zone run, you're going to see him as he takes the handoff. He just kind of runs straight into his lineman, and he does that often. After the handoff, on a lot of his runs, he just almost full speed will go straight forward instead of being patient. And here, if he had just waited a little bit, just was a little bit more patient, he'd be able to avoid this traffic, and then with his good footwork, maybe even bounce it to the outside. But here, he's going to just go straight into his lineman, and then because of that, he's a little bit behind on where his path could have taken him to the outside. Yeah, there. So again, he has to be more patient, better tempo, better pacing. I talked about earlier James's ability as a receiver. He's a really good receiver, not only with his hands, but as a vertical threat downfield. He's off screen right now, but you saw him motion out wide. So watch what he does here. He's going to run a bit of a stop and go, and that's a touchdown. So you can split him out wide, and because he's so fast, he has such great speed, he is a vertical threat. You can throw him deep balls like this and have a lot of success. One of the other limitations James Cook has to his game is he doesn't really have good size or power or strength, and you can tell by his frame, he has a very slim frame, and that lack of power and strength does show up. So on this run, you're going to see he's right at the line of script, or he's right at the first down marker. He's about to get it, but watch what happens here with the defender. He gets pretty much knocked back. Now, I don't know if he gets this first down marker, but he gets knocked back by the defensive back. So it shows up constantly on his runs where at the point of attack, he just either goes backwards or gets brought down sideways. So he doesn't really have power or strength to his game. I really wanted to show this run by Cook because I think it really showcases who Cook is as a runner overall. The curvilinear movement, like I said before, that burst and that speed, he's elusive, and he's just very dynamic. So here's the handoff, gets north-south, and I want to point this out too. He's really good at pressing outside, so notice how he's going to press slightly to the outside here. And then when that opens up this lane, he's going to attack it north-south. He does a very, very good job of doing that consistently. Very, very good job. So he's going to get north-south here. And then again, look at the curvilinear movements. He doesn't lose much speed there when he's making these cuts. So he's just so effective on these type of runs where he presses outside and then he gets upfield and then he's into the open field. This is my favorite play I've seen of Cook, and I'll show you why. So he's here and he's going to motion back into the backfield from being lined up out wide. And then at the snap, you're going to see he's supposed to run a wheel route, okay? So he's supposed to go out here. But watch him adjust this route, okay? So he's going to press like he's going outside. And then the defender that's covering him, he's anticipating the wheel route out here. But Cook knows that. So he's going to adjust, cut it inside. Now look at the defender. He doesn't know what happened to him. His ankles are broken. Cook is wide open down the field, and it's a touchdown. I love that play. I love that awareness by Cook to adjust the route to make sure he can attack that inside shoulder of the defender who's trying to contain him to the outside. He's going to cut it inside to get open, and then there's no one to stop him. He's in for the touchdown. James Cook projects as a great complementary running back. He's the type of versatile weapon that fits the way football is played today and how players are used in a variety of roles, with him taking on a hybrid running back / wide receiver type of role. He has good enough vision between the tackles to be sprinkled in on the ground attack, but he'll make his living as a threat to the perimeter and in space. Much like his brother Dalvin, he does a great job of combining curvilinear movements and breakaway speed, which makes him a threat to take it the distance in any given moment. He also is a great receiver who has shown the ability to line up all over the formation and be a downfield weapon in the passing game. Cook's dynamic ability is capped by his lack of size and strength. It's unlikely he'll ever be given a significant number of touches on a consistent basis throughout the length of a season. He lacks the patience, power, and build to carry the ball between the tackles beyond a handful of times per game. Overall, Cook is a fun and enticing prospect whom teams will undoubtedly target somewhere on day 2 of the draft to add a versatile and explosive weapon to their offense, albeit in a specific type of role.